Here's a pomegranate from my pomegranate tree. What if I told you that this is really not a pomegranate tree, but an orange tree or a lemon tree or an apple tree? Would you believe me? The answer is, of course not. You know why? Because the fruit gives away its identity. See, this is what Jesus meant when he said, by their fruit you shall recognize them. What does he mean by that? He's saying that if someone is truly a saved person, a born again person, one who follows the Lord, then he's going to bear fruit to show forth himself to be the disciple of the Lord. But if a person thinks he has been saved, but he acts like a goat and doesn't act like a sheep and doesn't bear good fruit, then he's not a true follower of Christ. Jesus said, make a tree good and his fruit will be good. Make a tree bad and his fruit will be bad. How do you make a tree good? Well, spiritually, you make a tree good by getting it born again and getting it saved. And so when you get saved, you become a good tree. Therefore, you're going to bear good fruit. But if you don't bear good fruit, then you haven't been converted. You see, too many preachers approach the assurance of salvation in the wrong way. They speak so often of grace and that we are eternally secure, so that if you've accepted the Lord, you're going to heaven no matter what. And preachers will try to do everything they can to convince all their members they're eternally secure. The trouble is, they're trying to convince pomegranate trees that they're really orange trees, that they're really saved. But in the end, they're not really saved. And I am convinced on Judgment Day, we're going to get surprised. Preachers are going to be surprised to find many of their members in hell. And they're going to recognize at that moment, they tried to convince them that they were saved when they had never been converted. And what was the sign they weren't converted? They didn't bear good fruit. See, this is how we know we belong to the Lord, is that we bear good fruit. John writes in 1 John, he says that anyone born of God does not continue a life and practice of sin, because God's seed remains in him. See, John is saying this is how you know who the children of God are and who the children of the devil are. The children of God do what is right. The children of the devil does not. In other words, it's fruit. So it doesn't matter how many sermons you've heard trying to convince you that you're saved. In the end, you have to bear fruit. So if you're really saved, you're going to bear the good fruit, proving yourself to be Christ's disciple.